Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad, where we get together in my office at my house and make a card. Today's card is a cute little mini card which is A1 in size, and it is an adorable step-up card, and it's so easy to create. Let me share with you what you're going to need. First, you're going to need the step-ups card that I designed for Sizzix. Now keep in mind this is the mini version, and it comes with 14 dies in the kit, and the item number is 660711. You're also going to use the Stamps of Life stitched square dies, the Celebrate Collection pattern paper pad, some yummy fun little rhinestone flowers, and some gingham ribbon. Oh, last but not least, some banana ink. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is die cut our base. So we're going to grab our machine, and the nice thing about the mini cards is you don't have to worry too much about the speed bumps, because you can easily, look at that, look how crooked I can put that in the machine and not worry about it. So I'm going to lay that down and run it through. And we're going to do something really fun to this one. And I could have done it before I ran it through the machine, but I wanted you to really see what I was going to do. This is the front of the card. As you can see, the front of the card is smaller at the bottom. See, the back of the card is bigger at the bottom. So the smaller part, I'm going to, and I could have done this before, but it's easier to do it after. I'm going to drop in these dies. So I could have done it all at once, the hello, because that's the step, and then also these cute little butterflies right like that. So I'm just going to lay this down, peel this up because I don't need that anymore, and I'm going to run this through again. Now, because these magnets are a little smaller, they're snapping, I'm sorry, because these dies are a little smaller, they're snapping to a magnet, but it looks like they're good to go. And it looks like I can fit, oh, a cute little tiny cutting pad. That way I don't have to hold the button so long. I'm a little lazy if you haven't noticed. So we're going to run those through. So now I have die cut my card base a little bit more than normal. Give it a little flick here or there. And now I have the cute little hello die cut out and the cute little butterflies. So let's move those, get those little guys off my cutting pad. Now what we're going to do is we're going to die cut this layer. So we have this and we have this piece here. We're going to die cut that. And we need to die cut a couple little butterflies. So we're going to die cut this. Oh, and some words. So let's get a whole bunch of stuff going here. Let's get, of course, our Sizzix adhesive. That's kind of like, it's like the next secret weapon besides the real secret weapon, because it just makes life so much easier. So let's add some lemonade cardstock here. Whoops, let's get it over there. Cardstock. And let's add some blue over here. And let's add, I think we're going to need some white also. So let's add that. Now it looks like we're going to have some left over. So let's go ahead and put our carrier sheet back on and tear this off. Just like that. So we're going to save that for another project. See how I'm just tearing it off? Whoa, that's not good. Got it all over the place. That's not good. Rub it off. It'll come off pretty easy. Okay. They make those gummy erasers too that you could use. Okay, so now we're just going to peel those, put those over. We don't want any stickies. We don't want any pieces that are sticky to go through our machine, because then it'll stick to our cutting pad. So now we have all these little extra pieces that we want to do. One thing we're going to do is we're going to use a die cut stitch square. So we're going to lay that down, and it's okay that it's going to have some of those goobers on it, because we're going to cover most of it. So let's move this over there. Let's move this over here. So we're going to put that right in the middle, because we're going to cover all of those, so it won't even matter. And then we need some butterflies. So let's find our cute little butterflies and our Oh Happy Day, which is going to be out of yellow. So we need a blue butterfly. We need a yellow butterfly. Let's find another butterfly. I should have grabbed some more out of the kit. Where'd my kit go? La 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 la. Did I drop it on the floor already? Let's see, I don't see it. So that's a bummer. We're going to have to use some of the ones that we already have cut out. Okay, because you don't want to watch me cut them out all day long. Okay, so let's line this up a little better. And there we go. Look. Whoop. Oh, no, we can't. Got to use a big one. So we'll run all of those through. Dun 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 dun. So now we have our layering piece. We have our words. Oh, and you know what? I just realized we needed our word shadow. So we're going to add that. So here we're just going to add that word shadow and just do a little cutting pad. Run that through. The nice thing about the Big Shot is you can go back and forth as needed. Okay, so now we have a lot of pieces. So let's add this to the front of our card. And notice it layers, of course, perfectly. We've done all the math and all the measuring for you. Then now let's fold it. You want to hold it in the air, and you want to fold on that center line. So we're just going to fold right there on that center line. Then we're going to accordion fold the side. So we're going to do a mountain, and then a valley, and then a mountain, and then a valley, and then a mountain. And there we have the beginning of our easy peasy step up card. So just to make sure that this shows, see how the hello looks great, but we want to make sure it really shows. I've already die cut the little squares, the rectangles that can go behind it. So I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of adhesive. Now, don't add adhesive to this and then put it down, because then it'll be sticky on the other side. We just want to add a little tiny bit of adhesive to the pink, and then our rectangle will just cover that perfectly. Again, we're just going to add a little bit of adhesive to the pink, just enough to hold that white down. And we're going to lay that down right there. So now we have this. So now those cutouts, oops, one fell. One fell off, not enough adhesive. There we go. So there we have, see, you can see those cute little guys. But look, that one's upside down, because mainly those were designed to just cut out little butterflies. So what we're going to do is we are going to use that blue one that we die cut already. And we're going to peel this up, because we have the adhesive on the back. Takes a little tiny bit of a fingernail. And we're going to add that right over this one. And then for that other one, we could add a yellow one, but we don't have a yellow one, so we're going to cut up one really quick. So we're going to lay that down and run that through. Those little tiny cutting pads are so easy, because then you don't have to keep holding that button down or rolling it through over and over and over again. So now we have this cute little, let's poke him out, but we want to add a little tiny bit of inking. So let's get our scratch paper, and I love reusing my scratch paper, so make sure you reuse your scratch paper. And we're going to peel out this Oh Happy Day, and here we have our stitched squares for just a minute. So now what we're going to do we have everything out we need? We do. We're going to add a little bit of ink. We're going to start on the edges and just go onto the inside. Look at that, how it makes it just pop. We're using the same color ink as the cardstock. They're both lemonade. And you can see how that really just adds so much more. Awesome. Now we're going to peel this up. Again, don't forget our Sizzix adhesive is on the back, so we don't have to worry about that. Give it a flick or two. Sometimes you need to actually clean it out yourself, but it's all cut. We just got to make sure it gets all out of there. And let's see, there's one more, there's one more. Whoops, come on, baby. There you go. Okay, so we're going to add to our white shadow, and I hope I can find my white shadow because it would be a mess if I couldn't. Look at that. Where did it go? There it is. It was hiding from me. So we're going to add that guy right there. Oh, happy day. And we're going to add that. Oh, that had adhesive on the back, so we don't have to add adhesive on the back. To our blue square, just like that. Now we want to add, clean that up a little. We want to add a cute little rhinestone. Now these rhinestones are so little. The only problem with them is they don't have adhesive on the back. So we're going to get a little tiny glue dot and add that right, whoops, right there. And you can never have too many diamonds, what I call. I know they're rhinestones, but I call them diamonds because to me, if it sparkles, it's a diamond. So we're going to add 2. And then we need to add a pink butterfly. Did I cut out a pink butterfly? It does not look like I did. Oh, I did, because I have them from when I cut it out of the base. So what we're going to do is we do need to add adhesive to the back of this one because that came out of the card. So there we go. Then we're going to add this to the back of, to our card base. And we're almost done. We just need to add a couple more rhinestones and our cute little ribbon. So we're going to tie our little ribbon around here. Whoops, come on, baby. Now for a bow, you're gonna go behind. Usually you wanna go in the front of that bow, of that loop. Pull that out. There we go, and let's trim that down. Ever so cute. And you know what? We need one more pink. Oh, yellow. Where's our little yellow guy? Here he is. He almost flew away. That little butterfly almost flew away. So we're going to add the little yellow right there. So cute. And last but not least, we want to add a couple more little rhinestones just to finish it off. Like I said, you can never have too many rhinestones or diamonds. So we're just going to add one there. And they just add a little finishing touch. Kind of like the inking, you just add a little finishing touch to it. Get that little guy right there. And look at how adorable that card is. And I'm going to open it up a little so you can really see those fun little layers. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Stephanie's Stamp Pad, where we get together and make a card. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.